Relocating can be a stressful and rewarding experience, and I'm here to show you how to get it done. My name is Jessica Grier, and I'm a real estate advisor based right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Come with me to find out everything you need to know to make your relocation possible. This is going to be a longer video where we cover everything from the process of moving to what kinds of neighborhoods and amenities you can expect from the Charlotte area. Use the chapter markers below to skip around if you're looking for something specific. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the bell icon so you can be notified when we post new videos about my favorite things to do and visit right here in the area. If you're seriously considering moving to the Charlotte area, pause the video right now and give me a call. We can cover all of this and more in a one-on-one meeting. If you're still warming up to the idea, stay tuned. So let's start with the process of making the big move. The first thing you need to consider is budget. As you already know, buying a house is likely one of the biggest transactions you will ever encounter, and it's important to have an understanding of what the additional costs may be when moving to different cities or states. Working with an experienced advisor will help you map out what to expect during this time and keep you on track to get the most out of your money. You should seek out to get a pre-approval for your budget before getting too invested in the search. A pre-approval will give you a gauge on what your borrowing capacity is and will save you lots of time and heartache if you do this first. However, there are a couple of factors to consider when making a long-distance move on top of your typical moving costs. Traveling to the destination that you're considering is definitely worth the investment, but under certain circumstances, it's not always possible. Make sure you do your research, and if Charlotte is an area you're considering, check out my channel for videos where we cover some of the main neighborhoods in the city and to get a feel on what living there is like. If you are able to travel, I highly recommend getting boots on the ground to determine if this place is a good fit for you. While it does add some extra cost to your relocation, the investment is worth it. On the topic of good investments, I highly recommend you search a reputable moving company to make the transition more comfortable. I have a whole list of recommended moving companies, and I can provide that when the time comes. If you're looking to list your home and buy after closing, you may want to consider temporary housing while you find a new home and go through the due diligence process. This can add a bit of a cost to your overall experience, so connecting with the right agent to make the gap between houses as short as possible will be a huge benefit. Location, location, location. Where in the world do you want to go? Places like Charlotte are growing at a rapid pace, and new residents are always bringing a piece of home right with them. You have plenty of variety in the city, so picking an area that matches your lifestyle is easy and rewarding. Partnering up with a local expert is a great way to get a feel for the city that you're moving to. This will give you a chance to learn more about all the little things that make certain areas great. One of the things we will do is set you up on an MLS search so that you're notified when a home pops up that meets your criteria. I'll even send you listings that haven't hit the market yet. From there, we can schedule tours so that you can see the homes for yourself. Once you've found the one, I'll be your guide in preparing a competitive offer. Taking things like market conditions, comparable sales, property conditions into account, I'll be negotiating the best possible terms on your behalf. Now that we're under a contract, we still have some work to do. If you're new to North Carolina, you may not be familiar with our due diligence period. Due diligence is a fee paid from the buyer to the seller to secure a house for a certain period of time where we can then bring in inspectors and conduct our due diligence. If you back out at this stage, the seller keeps the fee. However, it will be credited back to you during the closing process. Once we receive the inspection reports, I'll guide you through any further negotiations with the seller and ensure that you are ready to close. Closing day. Before we sign the paperwork, we're going to conduct a final walkthrough of the property to ensure it's coming to you in the same condition that you agreed upon at the beginning. At the closing, you'll sign all the documents, pay your closing costs, and finally, take ownership of the property. Now that we've covered some of the details, let's get to the fun stuff. Why do people want to move to Charlotte? There are tons of reasons why this is becoming one of the fastest growing markets in the country. A booming job market, reasonable cost of living, and great weather year-round are just some of the top factors. Let's dig in a little bit to see what it's all about. Charlotte's job market is above the national average in growth and employment. With a 6.5 growth over the last decade, we also have a lower than average unemployment rate, right around 3.8%. Our major employment sectors are finance, business operations, and healthcare, with several large corporations calling Charlotte home. Cost of living is also a nice benefit, coming in 2% under the national average. Compared to some of the high cost of living areas that people generally move here from, we're 29.8% less expensive than New York City and 19.8% less expensive than San Francisco. If you like the outdoors, we also have some of the best weather around. You won't be shoveling your driveway in Charlotte. Our coldest month, January, averages around 42 degrees Fahrenheit, but for most of the year, it's bright and sunny, giving you plenty of time to enjoy the parks, lakes, and attractions. The Whitewater Center is a local favorite, but we have a little bit of something for everyone. Let's talk about the neighborhoods. Assuming you want to live close to the uptown area, you have a ton of distinct options. We've covered several of these neighborhoods in previous videos, but I'll give you the highlights here. Elizabeth, established in 1891, is Charlotte's second oldest streetcar suburb, and it's right outside the heart of the city. Walkable restaurants, parks, and more will make you fall in love with this area. Close by, Chantilly has everything you need to have that suburban feel just minutes from uptown. Plaza Midwood is full of character, blending tradition with modern restaurants, breweries, and fun. South Park offers a seamless mix of modern convenience, sophistication, with luxury homes and shopping covering the area. Cotswold is another well-established luxury neighborhood. Eastover and Myers Park bring classic Southern elegance and sophistication and blend quiet, picturesque streets with modern upscale living. Dilworth and South End have rich histories and lively social scenes, making them some of the most loved by families and young professionals. While my focus is in the in-town area surrounding uptown, there are many pocket neighborhoods and suburbs, too many to mention, but all have their distinct features. Make sure you check out my channel to see plenty of content covering these areas and more, and even check out some of my dog's favorite breweries. Reach out to me today to get your relocation process started.